Sato ma Sadgamaya Tamaso ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityor ma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namah Shri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukha Swarupaya Swami Nikhileswarananda Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shitva Pranamami Murmuru. Dear Dr. Raval, the dignitaries present here, dear participants, dear friends, I am extremely happy to meet you all this afternoon. At the outset, I would like to express my gratitude to Swami Nikhileswarananda Maharaj for giving me this opportunity of meeting you all and sharing my thoughts on you, and also congratulate Ramakrishna San Rajkot for organizing this seminar and for being able to rope in such learned speakers and such learned participants, all brilliant participants. We had in the first session beautiful speeches on the subject. Swami Vivekananda wanted India to be the greatest country on the world. The greatest country in the world. He said, India will become so great that its past glory will fade into insignificance. And how great was India in the past? In every field, not only cultural and spiritual field, not only economic field, in the scientific field, science, technology, engineering, medical, surgery, literature, music, dance. In every field, India was great. But Swami Vivekananda prophesied. He was not an ordinary astrologer. He was a visionary, and whatever he said has come true. In 1897, he said, India will become independent within 50 years. Exactly in 1947, we became independent. So whatever he said has come true. One more thing he said has yet to come true, but it is becoming true, and that is what Swami Vivekananda said. India shall conquer the whole world by spiritual power, not by nuclear power. By spiritual power. And he was asked this question, we are a monk for you, the whole world. Vasudeva Kutumbakam. Why are you talking only about India? Then Swami Vivekananda beautifully said, I love all the mothers, but my mother is my mother. First I have to love my mother, but that does not mean that I don't love other mothers. I have to love my mother. That is Mother India. And number one. And number two, he said, I am a monk. What is India to me? The whole world belongs to me. Buddha had a message to the West. Buddha had a message to the East. And I have a message to the West. I belong to the whole world. Vasudeva Kutumbakam. The whole world is my family. But if the world is to be survived from the onslaught of materialistic culture, then the whole world must have a global civilization based on spiritual culture. And that can only come from India. Every country has got its own role to play. India's role has been to provide spiritual culture. And that is why Swami Vivekananda said, India shall conquer the whole world by spiritual power. And that is the only way the world can survive. Particularly now that we are talking about globalization, and with the communication technology undergoing tremendous transformation, it has become a global village. Now, it's really speaking becoming a global civilization. But then, where is the global peace? Global peace cannot come till we have a global civilization based on spiritual culture. And it is for this reason that we have to listen to Swami Vivekananda. What type of spiritual culture will save the whole world? That is India's ancient culture. And why India is still surviving? Where is Greece? Where is Rome? Where is Babylon? All those great civilizations have been destroyed. They have become past, they have become history, but India still survives. Not only survives, it is thriving. Not only thriving, it is becoming superpower. On economic front, it is becoming superpower. Science and technology already is on fourth. In space technology, it is already fourth. Biotechnology, genetic engineering, software industry, and information technology, it is already becoming number one. In remote sensing satellite, already number one. Wheat production, milk production, already number one. And one of the largest economy in the whole world. And the largest democracy in the world. And that is why ambassadors, ministers, presidents, prime ministers of all the countries are visiting India. It's a reverse trend. India used to go with a begging ball. Now all of them are coming to have a hand of friendship. It's not love. It is sheer requirement. It is the need of the hour. If India can become a partner, they can survive. Otherwise they are gone. They know it, and that is why today, by sheer force of circumstances, they are coming. So India is becoming a superpower. Swami Vivekananda's dream is getting realized. But only one thing is coming on the way. And that is our higher education. That is our higher education. Education alone is the panacea of all our evils. That's what Swami Vivekananda said. But what type of education? Swami Vivekananda said, what we want is man-making education, character-building education. And I jokingly say, what we are giving is demon-making education, Rakshasa-making education, terrorist-making education. All the terrorists highly educated. And parent-making education. Yes, you ask the student after the day of the examination, he said, yesterday whatever I had committed to memory has been already spat out. Vomited. Committed to memory and vomited. Don't ask. It is neither wisdom nor knowledge. It is only information. And Swami Vivekananda said, education is not the amount of information that runs riot and dies all your life. And this is exactly what is happening. Information, had the information been the education, then libraries would be the rishis. And encyclopedia will be the rishis. That is what Swamiji said. At that time he said, information you can have from encyclopedia. And now with a Google search, just click and you get the whole information on your laptop. What is the need of going all the way to the education, to the colleges for getting information? It is neither information, nor providing a wisdom, nor providing knowledge, nor making them self-reliant as Swamiji wanted. They are all searching for job. There is no equation between what is required by the society and what is being given, demand and supply. Just now we had relationship. The industries want a particular type of brand of people. I meet so many industries. They are all having one problem. Where are the men? They are not getting the proper type of personnel. And I meet all the students. They are not having job. They are searching for job. These people are searching for man. But when I tell them, you take this man. You take this man. They are coming to me for unemployment. Then what do they say? They are not unemployed, they are unemployable. Because they do not have the experience. Now, without experience, without getting a job, how can they get experience? And how can they get experience without getting a job? So it's a vicious circle. That means what we are producing a product is not being taken by the industry because it has not been tailor suited to them. So also we are giving theoretical knowledge. That also theoretical knowledge is not given in the proper way. That also communication technology is also missing. That also it is only a degree that we are giving, and that degree is based on an examination which is taken in its own way. And they are asking they are doing so many things. How to reform examination system? How to do such take examination so there is no copying? I said, you better go to Bihar. I was in Bihar for 10 years, looking after rural development projects. They are so wide. There they have done away with all those types of problems. Why? Because degrees they have produced. Without going for examination, you can purchase the degrees. Why make all this type of trouble of spending money for whole year? They have to give attendance. If not, at least they have to give some proxy, and then you have to maintain register, attendance register, fake or good, whatever it is, and then taking the examination, trying to see that the examination is taken properly and nobody is copying. So first they started in a very innovative way. Bihar people, they started copying. Afterwards they thought that no, we must make progress. So what did they do? No, I don't want to get copy. So they sent some other person. So one person is giving examination on behalf of X, Y, Z, so many people. Then finally they thought, no, we must make more innovation. That is, they started selling the degrees from the universities. So what is the fun of going for all this examination and all that? So, if degrees is only certificates and degrees are only what is meant by higher education, then Bihar is progressing fast. I am talking about 10 years back, 20 years back. Now I do not know what is the present position. But the thing is this, one person was so sincere, day and night, that person was pouring water sincerely every day, but on the branches of the trees and not at the root. Do you know what will happen? Do you know what happens? For 60 years we have been pouring water of reformation on higher education on the leaves and on the tree, on the branches. But what about the root? No, what is going to the root? What Swami Vivekananda wanted was a root and branch reform. There is something basically wrong in our concept of higher education. Swami Vivekananda said the first condition is, what we want is man-making education, character-building education. Please forgive me. Whatever I am telling is from experience. I have not taken from any book. But I have been to more than 1,000 education institutions. Some of them are very good, very nice institutions, at par with some of the good institutions of the foreign country that I have seen. Of course, I recently saw the Massachusetts University where there was a 19th International Congress in Vedanta, and I had the occasion to see Harvard and Boston and some other universities, beautiful campus and all that, and the libraries, very huge libraries, and students studying with pin drop silence, really in every sense of the term. So I had the occasion to see those universities. In India, I also have the occasion to see some of the universities, beautiful campus, and some universities at some colleges in the 4th floor of a very, very nasty building with the floors full of spits and dirty. That type of colleges also I have seen. And also the type of professors and the type of students, everywhere what I have met and the situation that I have gathered, I have come to certain conclusions. You may forgive me. If I am wrong, please point out to me. There are so many people come to me for counseling. Everybody is having tension. Everybody is unhappy. And a lot of people have got so many problems. Now, what I have discovered is, higher the person is educated, higher is his unhappiness. The greater the person is educated, the greater is the unhappiness. The greater the person is educated, greater is the tension. Greater is the person educated, greater is his problem. The greater the person is educated, the greater he can do corruption at a higher level. With high IQ, with low IQ, you can make corruption of some crores, lakhs. crores. But 1,86,000 crores requires tremendous intelligence. High education. Very higher education. So, our education is high IQ, low EQ, no SQ. And that is why the result is what is to be seen. So, Swami Vivekananda says, most important thing is SQ. Education is the manifestation of the perfection already in man. So, our scriptures, Mundokopisha says, Ve vidye veditavye parasha parato. There are two types of knowledge, Paravidya, Aparavidya. What is Aparavidya? All that you are getting in the universities is all Aparavidya. That is geography, history, science, technology, engineering, medical, biotechnology, information technology, everything is Aparavidya. Even the knowledge of scriptures, knowledge of Vedas, Upanishads, everything is Aparavidya. What is Paravidya? Paravidya is knowledge of the Absolute, which is beyond time, space and causation. The goal of life, Swami Vivekananda says, each soul is potentially divine. The goal of human life is to manifest this divinity within by controlling nature external and internal. Do this either by work, worship, psychic control or philosophy, by one or more or all of these, and be free. This is the whole of religion. Dogmas, rituals, worship, temples, churches, mosques are but secondary details. So there is an equation. Swami Vivekananda says religion is the manifestation of the divinity already in man. And education is the manifestation of the perfection already in man. This perfection means of two types. One is the perfection of this life. You get excellence in life, excellence in character, excellence in concentration, excellence in mind control, excellence in information, excellence in everything, and then you also reach the perfection in that sense of the term. And then second type of perfection is going beyond that, going beyond the mind and reaching the reality. How Dr. Albert Einstein said in this book, the name of the book is The World as I See It, where it says the true value of a human being is determined primarily by the measure and the sense in which he has attained to liberation from the self. The true value of a human being is determined primarily by the measure and the sense in which he has attained to liberation from the self. And then Dr. Lincoln Barnett wrote a book. The name of the book is Einstein and the Universe, where he says, man has a unique capacity of transcending himself and perceiving himself in the act of perception. And Dr. Niels Bohr, the great physicist and the Nobel Prize winner, says, man is a spectator and actor in this great drama of life simultaneously. Man can become, we are all actors, but we can become spectators. We can be aware of what we are doing. I am speaking and I am aware that I am speaking. Now this particular faculty of going beyond the time and being aware of what you are, transcending himself and perceiving himself in the act of perception, this is a special prerogative of human beings. And this is what is SQ. That is why Dana Zohar says in her book, SQ, Spiritual Intelligence, Ultimate Intelligence, where she says neurologically, physiologically, psychologically, biologically, from every point of view, there is a concluding evidence. There is something called SQ, which is the basis of both IQ and EQ. What is IQ? IQ will tell you how to play the game of life. What is EQ? EQ will tell you how to play the game of life under changed circumstances with changed strategies. And what is SQ? SQ will tell you whether to play the game of life at all or not. But that's your choice. What is the purpose of life? What is the meaning of life? Why are we here? I ask many youngsters, what is the goal of life? Goal of life to become engineer, doctor, chartered account, these lessons. It is okay. But what is the ultimate aim of life? I never thought about it. So when will you start thinking? Already 20 years back, you are sitting in the car of life. The moment you sit in the car, the first question is, where do you want to go? The car is driving, going at full speed. Nobody has time. Everybody is running fast. Not knowing what to do. Where are we going? Nobody knows. This is a story. A horse was galloping at full speed. Somebody asked the person, where are you going? The person said, ask the horse. Because I am not driving the horse is taking me. So we are not leading the life. Life is leading us. We do not know the purpose of life, the aim of life. We are just being driven away. The aim of life, that is SQ. And in our higher education, there is no mention of SQ. Very low EQ. Most of the students, they come with the problems of relationships, this and that. It's highly emotional, no emotional maturity. There is no EQ, very less EQ, but high IQ. Very high IQ. And higher the IQ, better is the capacity of cheating others, better is the capacity of doing scam, better is your capacity of injuring others, better is your capacity of cheating others. This is, and then becoming a Rakshasa. Rakshasa, demon making education. When I say, this is not demon of the usual type. You see Ravan, Kumbhakarna, and with those two horns and all that on TV. Bhartari says, in his book Niti Shatakam, there are 4 types of people in the society. Eke Satpurusha, Parata Ghataka, Swarthan Parityajaye, Samanyastu Parata Mudyama Brata Swartha Abhiravadone, Teni Manav Rakshasaha, Parahitam Swartha Nignantiye, Ye Nignanti Nirartakam Parahitam, Teke Na Jani Mahati. 4 types of people. Number 1, Satpurusha. What do? They try to do good to others even at the cost of their own suffering. They are trying to do good to others. Second, Samana Manusha, ordinary human beings. First is the excellent human beings. Second is ordinary human beings. Samana Manusha. They first try to do good to themselves and then they try to do good to others. Third, Mano Rakshasa. They are looking like human beings, but they are Rakshasa in human form. Demons in human form. What are they type? For their small self-interest, they can do any amount of harm to others. Examples, plenty. All around. Everyday newspapers, you find such Manav Rakshasa. An executive engineer takes 10 lakh rupees bribe from under the table and tells the builder, you can mix any amount of sand with cement. And the government check them is constructed, it is all sand, very less cement. And there is heavy rain, what happens? The dam gets burst, thousands of people become homeless, hundreds of people die, crores of rupees of loss to the nation. But that engineer says, koi baat nahi, mera to makan gaya, bach gaya 10 lakh mein, there jaya bhaag. Manav Rakshasa. Why I was in Rajkot, when I was in Rajkot that time, and here now in Baroda for last 5 years. Before that 8 years I was in Port Bandar. Before that I was in Rajkot editing the Gujarati monthly, Shri Ramakrishna Jyot, which now Swami Sarvastanand is doing. At that time, one of our devotees went to Bombay for showing one of the relatives, and the Rajkot doctor said that you have to show this patient to a specialist. So she went there along with her relative. After coming back, she told me, Swamiji, should I tell you? When we went there, the first question the doctor did not ask how long you are suffering, what is the problem, nothing. The first question that the doctor asked was, how much can you spend? What is your budget? And depending on the budget, we have got the plans. So, if you have got a budget of 3 lakh rupees, don't worry. Within 3 lakh rupees, we'll carry out the plans. That is, first plan is to carry out the test, laboratory test, which will be done in our laboratory. And the result, whatever we want, we will give. And if 3 lakh rupees is sufficient for the operation, we will suggest immediate operation, even if it is not needed. And supposing if the patient dies on the operation table, don't worry. This package takes care of the final rights of the patient. Don't worry. So everywhere you find this Manav Rakshasa. And 4th type, what they say, I can't use the name. He said, I scratch my head. Teke na jani mein hai. I can't tell you the name, but I can tell you what do they do. First time, they want to do good to others. Second, they try to do good to themselves first, then try to do good to others. Third, for their small self-interest, they can do any amount of harm to others. Fourth type of people, they don't derive any benefit, but they enjoy at others' downfall. If any harm is done to others, they enjoy. If anybody's house is burning, बहुत मजा आ गया, उसका मकान जल गया. अरे भाई तुमको कुछ फायदा हुआ नहीं, उसका मकान जल गया, आपको बहुत मजा आ गया. They are so happy at the downfall of others, at the harm of others, without any benefit to themselves. Now what is it? I can't use the name. They are worse than Mano Rakshasa. So I can't use the name, Teke na jani mein. I am helpless. I don't have any word to tell about it. These are the 4 types of people about whom Bhartari has told. And I have made a letter, sisters, this 5th type also. Maybe they were not available during Bhartari's time. I can't give the name of the 5th type because 4th type person also don't have name, but I can tell you. The 4th type of people, they derive joy at others' downfall without any benefit to themselves. The 5th type of people, they derive so much of joy in others' harm that by harming themselves they do harm to others. And so they sit down in the aeroplane and strike with the world tower. I am dead, doesn't matter. But 5,000 को मार डाला, क्या मजा आ गया. I have killed 5,000 people. What a great joy. मेरी एक आंख भले फूट जाए, पर पड़ोसी की दोनों आंखें फूट जाए और कुएं में गिर के मर जाए, बहुत मजा आ गया. My neighbor is gone. उस संत वाली कहानी याद होगी. This is what is there. Already you find this 5th type here. Those who derive so much of joy by harming others that by harming themselves they do harm to others. This is what we are seeing every day in our society today. The 3rd type of people are there. Mano Rakshasa, plenty. 4th and 5th are also there. Samanya Manusha, ordinary human beings, very few. And Satpurusha, we have to see with the microscope. That is a microscope minority. And even if that microscope minority you will get is not among the highly educated people. They all will be lowly educated people. The higher the educated person, the greater is the chances of becoming demon. I do not know what happens in the present education system. They simply become, first thing happens is they become selfish. There is no lesson on patriotism, no lesson on loving the nation, there is no lesson on loving the neighbor. Just now you heard in the beginning, Swami Sarvasthana said, Swami Vivekananda said, he quoted Swami Vivekananda, as long as millions of our people are living in ignorance and poverty, I hold every educated person a traitor who, having been educated with respect, bears not the least heed to them. And this is, we are all traitors. We are highly educated, 22% below poverty line, 35% illiterates in our society, in our nation. We are simply talking about the 9.5% GDP growth or the GDP growth that we had achieved and we are trying to achieve and go higher and higher and becoming superpower. This is all very good. But at the same time, Swami Vivekananda wanted his heart bled for the poor, for the downtrodden. So that is why if we really want Swami Vivekananda's dream to be realized of national building in such a manner that the whole world will get a global spiritual culture, for that our national development is a must. But this national development, how it can come? Swami Vivekananda, only one solution is education. But what type of education? He said, man-making education, character-building education. So a revolution has to be brought in the education system. It should be neither exam-oriented, nor information-oriented, nor only information retrieval or knowledge-oriented, or parrot-making education, or examination-based education, degree-holder education. But it should be, Swami Vivekananda says, being and becoming. I do not know what the government will do, how much will do, because I am expecting very few things from the government or at a macro level. at least in the present scenario, because Sri Ramakrishna used to give an example. There was a person who got a ghost on his head, and so they called a person a charmer. You know, ओझा ने बोला हुआ है, ओझा, ભુવા ને બોલાવવામાં આવ્યો, ભુવા આવ્યો અને પછી ભુવાએ ખૂબ જોરદાર મંત્રનો ઉચ્ચાર કર્યો. He started reciting very powerful mantras. Now the ghost that was sitting on the head of that person, he was very intelligent. He could understand that the mantras are very powerful. So immediately went inside the mustard seed with which this oza, this pujari, this charmer was trying to evade the ghost. Now, how can you remove the ghost? By the mustard seed which is containing ghost inside it. This is what is happening. જે રાઈના દાણા દ્વારા ભૂત ભગવાડાનું છે, એ રાઈના દાણામાં જ ભૂત બેસી ગયું. હવે શું કરશું? જે એજ્યુકેશન દ્વારા આપણે સમસ્ત નેશનનું ડેવલપમેન્ટ કરવાનું છે, એ રાઈના દાણામાં સૌથી વધારે કરપ્શન છે. Transparency International carried out a survey. There are 10 great countries having highest rate of corruption in the world, and one of the great countries is Mera Bharat Mahan. And the second thing is that the highest corruption was done in the field of education. This is what is the Transparency International saying. So how can you remove the ghost which is already sitting? We want to remove the ghost of corruption by education, but inside education system itself is so corrupt that there is a ghost sitting. So at the macro level, very difficult. I do not know what will happen. But let us be hopeful. There is second solution. For all of us who are sitting here, what we can do at the micro level. What we can do is the micro level. Swami Vivekananda gave the message, be and make. You become great, make others great. So, Swami Vivekananda's message of character building, if we can take up, and if we can build our life, particularly those teachers who are present here, please read the life of Nivedita, Sister Nivedita, Miss Morgan Noble, sacrificed her own life for the sake of educating the women of our country, that is at the call of Swami Vivekananda, and so Swami gave her the name Sister Nivedita. Lead her life, how much sacrifice? Swami Vivekananda said, sacrifice in the past and in the law. It will be a last for ages to come. The earth, west and revest will have to sacrifice themselves for the good of humanity. All of those who are sitting here, if we really want to do something for the world, for the nation, for the society, the first thing we should do is, let us listen to Swami Vivekananda. Without man-making education, without character-building education, there cannot be any national development. And whether in the higher education system, in the universities, at the grant level, at the university system level, whatever changes and reformations will come, they are welcome at the macro level. In the meanwhile, let us not sit idle. Let us start building our own character from today. Let us start developing our own personality. And the whole message of Swami Vivekananda can be given in the message of character building, total personality development. That means what he wanted was physical development personality. Physics will be strong, physical strength will be there, mental development personality. He said concentration is the essence of education. If I do my education over again, I will not undergo the processes of education. First I will learn how to control my mind, how to concentrate my mind. And information I can have at my own will. So, concentration, mental power, willpower, this is all mental strength. And then intellectual strength. And then moral and spiritual strength. Through meditation, through the combination of 4 yogas, Raj Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga. If we can develop all the 5 dimensions of our life, that is total personality development, for which 5 things are very important. If you go to the literature of Swami Vivekananda, you will find for better education, these 5 virtues will make a complete personality. Self-confidence, self-reliance, self-knowledge, self-control and self-sacrifice. This spirit of reaching out to others, this spirit of trying to be of help to others, this spirit of unselfishness. Swami Vivekananda says, unselfishness is the taste of religion. What is morality? Whatever is selfish is immoral. Whatever is unselfish is moral. What a beautiful, very precise definition Swamiji has given of morality and immorality. And that is why we have got in the literature of Swami Vivekananda whatever we want for transformation of this education system. I will request you to go through the books of Swami Vivekananda. My time is ending, so I cannot tell more. I will only tell there are so many gems lying in the books of Swami Vivekananda. Read the book My Ideas on Education by Swami Vivekananda. Read the book Teachers a Torchbearer of Change. All of you will get that book when you are going out. Read the book Teachers a Torchbearer of Change, where I have given more details about the role of teachers in the context of character building and the national building education and the national building ideas. So, let us try to learn this lesson. Total personality development, self-confidence, self-reliance, self-knowledge, self-control and self-sacrifice, physical, mental, intellectual, moral and spiritual development of personality. And when we try to become better and we try to reach out to others, others will learn from our example. Now that is the only solution. Rather than cursing the system, whatever we can do at our micro level, and deep se deep jale, from one jode to second jode, from one lab to another lab. And that is why Khalil Gibran says, do not curse darkness, light the lamp. Let us light the lamp in our heart, and then another lamp, and it will be a mass movement after some time. A critical mass is what is needed, practicing these virtues, and then you will find tremendous transformation and revolution from within rather than without. So, at the end, I will pray at the feet of Swami Vivekananda that by reading his books, by getting his ideas, let us try to assimilate those ideas and let him give us strength to understand his ideas on education and to implement them in our individual life at the micro level and if possible at the macro level, and that will fulfill the dream of Swami Vivekananda of India which will be greater than she ever was. Thank you very much.